Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I'm not here with Geeky Sparkles. I'm going to talk about Pokemon, the Pokemains, those little critters that you stuff in the balls, you know, pals. No, Pokemon. We're going to talk about this. Apparently, Game Freak has been hacked. There was a bunch of data stolen on unannounced games, and we also have the code name for the Nintendo Switch 2. No, it's not that alarm clock. It is an actual console. We're going to talk about all this stuff. We're going to talk about the morality, I guess the morality of the hacker. They leaked a whole bunch of employee data, names and addresses, phone numbers, contact info, but they would not spoil the upcoming Pokemon games for fans. So, but it's your own damn fault if you work for Game Freak, I guess. So let's talk about this before we get into any further. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. This is coming from IGN. Pokemon developer Game Freak reportedly hacked stolen data on unannounced games as well as Nintendo Switch 2 codename leaked online. Update: Game Freak confirms the data breach. So we'll go out to the statement after we read the original story here. Pokemon developer Game Freak has reportedly suffered a significant hack resulting in the leak of stolen data that includes codenames for 10th generation Pokemon games and even the Nintendo Switch 2. As reported by Nintendo Life, data leaked includes the codename of Nintendo's next-gen console, reportedly Ounce. The codename of the unannounced 10th generation Pokemon game, reportedly Gaia. Is it going to be open world? Is that why they're suing Pal World, suing Pocket Pair? Is that why they're doing it? They're going to do the same thing, just without guns, I'm assuming without guns. Although Pikachu with a rocket launcher would be pretty badass. I would dip back into Pokemon if they gave Pikachu a rocket launcher. And the codename of the announced Pokemon Legends Z through A, Ikaku? I don't know what that means. Sorry. Neither Nintendo or the Pokemon Company have issued a statement on the leaks. The codenames for the two versions of the 10th generation Pokemon game are part of the leak K and N, which may relate to Nintendo's intention to release it both for the Switch and the successor. According to Nintendo Life, Ounce is mentioned as the target platform. Well, it'll be called something else. And it'll probably be stupider than Ounce, right? Pounce, the Nintendo Pounce. A Pokemon game codename Synapse is also reportedly mentioned. This unannounced game is said to be co-developed with another studio, with some reports indicating it's some sort of MMO. Yeah, boy, isn't that convenient? Pal World comes out, sells like hotcakes, gives Pokemon fans everything they've been asking for, and then some, you know, guns and slavery. I don't think anybody really asked for that, but we got it. And the next thing you know, Nintendo's like, yeah, we're going to do an open world game too. Elsewhere, source code for DS titles, Pokemon Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Black 2, and White 2 have been leaked, resulting in stolen, unused assets for Pokemon and even game music emerging online. Outside of the games themselves, there is plot information relating to an unreleased sequel to Detective Pikachu. Supposedly called The Great Detective Pikachu. Like the Great Mouse Detective? Should have been The Great Pikachu Detective. This movie was reportedly directed by Jordan Vogt Roberts, the guy who did Skull Island and planned for 2024, so it's unclear what happened to it. The pandemic and Warner Brothers like bleeding out money. Joker 2 happened to it. They can't afford to do a Pikachu movie. Indeed, there's evidence to suggest a trilogy of Pokemon movies was at one time considered, with a third revolving around the Game Boy. That's interesting. I actually would like that. That would have been kind of cool. Maybe Ryan Reynolds can call him up now that he's got all that Wolverine Deadpool money, and get the Game Boy the movie made. The data also includes everything from emailed meeting summaries to Pokemon lore information, with a mention of a so far unannounced Pokemon live action show from Netflix. Whoopsie doopsie. The Poke leak rekindles memories of the infamous Nintendo Gigaleak of 2020, which revealed previously unknown canceled games, prototypes, source codes, development tools, and internal communications as part of what was at the time, the largest leak of internal video game information ever released. Well, I think a couple studios have gotten hacked beyond that. And then, of course, we had the big Disney leak. Nintendo has yet to reveal the next-gen console, but Ounce is the code name. So apparently they did update it here. Let's see. It's coming from Game Freak of Japan, and it is in Japanese, so I can't read it. They said the company said the server was illegally accessed. This is IGN's translation, with 2,600 cases of current, former, and contract employee names and email addresses accessed. The Japanese language statement carries a date of October 10th, 2024, and does not mention the Pokemon data that has emerged since. In the statement, Game Freak apologized to all those affected by the data breach and insisted the vulnerability at the heart of the hack was since rebuilt. Now this is kind of a fun fact, right? This is not the first time Game Freak has had to deal with a crisis similar to this. They, in fact, lost, if I remember correctly, if I remember my lore correctly, they lost Pokemon, the entire game, originally, and they had to kind of rebuild it. So it's like, you'd think they'd be better at this sort of thing. You'd think these big companies would be better at this sort of thing. But what's really interesting about this is the leaker apparently took the moral high ground, according to X, and would not leak game spoilers for the next generation of Pokemon games because they don't want to spoil the magic. They have no qualms releasing people's personal data, but they don't want to spoil the magic for all the Pokemon fans out there. Maybe they're going to go through all the data and see if they can help Nintendo take down Pocket Pair, because some crazy would do that. They absolutely would do that. Some of these Pokemon fans, I swear to God. Yeah, Pokemon leak situation. This is Castphobia. Pokemon leak situation started out harmless for the most part, covering only past titles and scrapped lore plus beta designs and concept art. But how to go from that to spoiling majority of anime and future titles, but not what's going to happen in the games, right? Do they have a list of all the new Pocket Monsters? That'd be interesting. They said the leaker apparently took the high ground. They couldn't be bothered to extend that same mindset toward not leaking private information on Game Freak employees. Such a gross behavior. Yes. Will not ruin these games' releases. Stuff for both will get out, but not before game release. Well, how damn decent of you after leaking everything else. Latest Pokemon Gigaleak contained actual text of a guy having relations with a... Wait, what? Okay, latest Pokemon Gigaleak contained actual text of a guy having relations with a fucking octillery and then slaughtering a bunch of Ursaring. I don't know the context, but it's real. Jack Bros here says, I don't mean to rain on people's parades, but this shit is fucking horrible, and I hope the leaker actually receives jail time for this. You can't just choose not to leak stuff from the upcoming Pokemon titles as some moral principle and then leak employee info. Yeah, that's the problem. Right? I mean, people are going to get harassed, doxxed, their info stolen. Maybe somebody will steal their identity now. Way to go. Hashdog says, the funniest thing about Pokemon leaks is blunt and impersonal design notes passed internally between devs as a quick mock-up being machine translated for Westerners to get outraged about. Then there's all the personal information of employees being leaked. Yeah. So here are, apparently, I don't know if I can show this stuff. If you go look, you can go find this. If this is Nintendo or Game Freak property, I do not want to show it on YouTube because we know how Nintendo is. But what the hell? The Game Freak leak is pissing me off. Something about Game Freak writing a bunch of official stories about Pokemon sexually assaulting people is genuinely disgusting. What the hell? So apparently there are kinky ass stories in the leak. Yeah. Yeah, there we go, guys. You can go find the leak for yourself. It's kind of the same with the Disney leak. We covered it. We told you it happened. It's out there. It's on the internet. I'm not going to post it just because I do not want to get in trouble for that. But apparently they are out on 4chan. So there you go, guys. Good luck. Good luck finding this information. If you want apparently kinky Pokemon stories. Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm out, man. I'm out. Like I don't need to read that. We'll talk later. Join the reef. Go to clownfish-.com. That's clownfish-.com. You will get exclusive access to podcasts and videos and comic strips and more, as well as merch discounts. Check it out. If you were a member, you could get this t-shirt, this dismal t-shirt on our website. You'd get a 10% discount on that. You can also join in the community on clownfish-.com. Thank you so much for the support.